But I think I'll be too big for him.
Probably, yeah, because he's
I'll be too
22,
big for
yeah.
him. But that fight will be like,
it's like a dream fight.
Yeah.
It looks like Naoya Inoue is the man of the hour. Everyone wants a piece of the monster right now. Just recently, Turki Alalshik, the mastermind behind Riyadh Season's big money boxing events, said he wants Inoue to be part of the action. And now, Gervonta Tank Davis is throwing his name in the mix too. Yeah, you heard that right. Tank was asked about a potential showdown with Inoue, and instead of brushing it off, he actually entertained the idea. Now let's break down what Tank had to say.
I know it might sound crazy, but you brought up Inoue. Like, do you foresee potentially at some day you guys meeting together, maybe at a catch weight, or maybe if he keeps going up in weight?
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be like a fun fight.
It'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be a fun fight. Now that would be technical. That fight right there, like, man.
So in this clip, the interviewer throws out a wild question. Does Davis see himself ever fighting Inoue? Maybe at a catchweight? At first you can tell he's kind of taken aback, like, wait, what? Because at this point in his career, who even dares to step up to Tank? But then he actually starts thinking about it. Instead of shutting it down, he responds, probably, yeah, that would be like a fun fight. And then he doubles down. Now that would be technically that fight right there, like me and him, but I think I'd be too big for him, probably, yeah. He hesitates for a second, but the idea clearly isn't totally ridiculous to him. It's an interesting response because Davis isn't the type to just throw names around for no reason. The fact that he's even acknowledging this fight as a possibility means he sees some intrigue in it, but at the same time, he knows there's a serious size gap. But that fight would be like, it's like a dream fight, he says, almost as if he's picturing it in his head. And honestly, that's what makes this whole thing so wild. Tank has been fighting at 135 and even 140 pounds. Meanwhile, Inoue just moved up to 122 and has never fought above that weight. There's a huge difference there. Davis is of heavy build and physically stronger, plus his knockout power is proven against much bigger guys. But here's the thing, Inoue is also no ordinary fighter. He's already a 4-division champion, knocking out bigger men left and right. His speed, timing, and power make him one of the most feared fighters in boxing, and clearly the hype is real. Not only does Turki Alalshik want him for Riyadh Season, but now a star like Tank Davis is casually discussing a potential matchup. With the way boxing is moving lately, anything is possible.
I like, what's the guy from Japan?
Inoue?
Yeah.
Do you foresee potentially at some day you guys meeting together, maybe at a catch weight, or maybe if he keeps going up in weight?
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be like a fun fight.
Crazy.
Yeah, that would be a fun fight. Now that would be technical. That fight right there, like, man. But I think I'll be too big for him.
Probably, yeah.
I'll be too big for him. Yeah. But that fight would be like.
It's like a dream fight.
Yeah, facts.
With Inoue dominating the lower weight divisions and gaining recognition worldwide, it's no surprise that people are starting to ask whether a super fight with Davis could ever happen. And while the size difference makes things tricky, Tank didn't completely shut the door on the idea. In another interview, Davis was asked if he could ever see himself sharing the ring with Inoue, maybe at a catch weight, or if Inoue continues moving up. At first, he had to think for a second, responding, what's the guy from Japan? Yeah, that alone shows that Inoue's name is circulating even in conversations where you wouldn't typically expect it. Fighters at Davis's level don't just casually entertain matchups unless there's something worth talking about. Then, when he really starts thinking about it, Tank admits, oh yeah, that would be like a fun fight. It's an interesting reaction because he doesn't just dismiss it. He actually seems intrigued by the idea, but then reality kicks in and he acknowledges the size difference, saying, I think I'll be too big for him, probably. Yeah, I'll be too big for him. Despite that, Davis still respects the matchup enough to call it a dream fight. That's a big statement coming from someone who's been in the ring with elite fighters like Ryan Garcia, Leo Santa Cruz, and Mario Barrios. It means he recognizes Inoue Inoue's talent, power, and skill level, even if the weight classes make things difficult. This whole conversation just goes to show how much of a force Inoue has become. Just a few years ago, he was mainly a sensation in Japan, and now you've got guys like Gervonta Davis and even Mike Tyson acknowledging him as a legitimate superstar. And the fact that Tank didn't completely dismiss the idea, that alone says a lot. If boxing history has taught us anything, it's that the right fight with the right money behind it can make anything happen.
Japanese fight is the best fight. In my opinion, I'm nobody, but I think it's the best fight. He's 122 now, right?
122, he'd be going to 135.
Why don't they fight 132, something like that? Yeah.
Inoue continues to rack up praise from some of the biggest names in boxing, and this time it's coming from none other than Iron Mike Tyson. When a fighter like Tyson speaks, people listen because, let's be real, the man knows greatness when he sees it. In a recent conversation, Tyson was asked about Inoue, and he wasted no time acknowledging his skills. They fight 132, something like that, he said, referencing Inoue's weight class. And then, without hesitation, he followed up with, "Oh yeah," as if to say, that guy is the real deal. It's a short clip, but it speaks volumes. Tyson isn't the type to throw around compliments for no reason. If he's giving Inoue a nod, it means he sees something special, whether it's the power, precision, or sheer dominance that Inoue brings to the ring. Hearing Tyson acknowledge Inoue just adds to the growing legend of the monster. From his destructive knockouts to his technical brilliance, he's already earned the respect of fans and analysts worldwide. And now, with guys like Tyson recognizing his greatness, Inoue's stock just keeps rising.
Do you think that's just, a weight class too high? I don't even know what weight that would be at, maybe 130, but is that just too much, or do you think he's capable of going up there and beating a Tank Davis?
No, Tank's an absolute dog, but if they were in the same weight class, it'd be a cracking fight, but there's too much of a gap.
Even Naoya Inoue's former opponents are weighing in on the idea of a fight between the monster and the Tank. This time it's TJ Doheny, a former world champion who has shared the ring with Inoue, giving his take on whether Inoue could move up and take on Tank. When asked if he thinks Inoue is capable of moving up and beating someone like Davis, Doheny didn't hesitate to be honest. "No, Tank's an absolute dog," he said, making it clear that he sees Davis as a different kind of challenge. That being said, he still acknowledges Inoue's skill level, saying if they were in the same weight class, it'd be a cracking fight. That's a big compliment because it means he recognizes Inoue as being skilled enough to compete with Tank, just not at the size they're currently at. But then, Doheny shuts down the idea of Inoue moving up too far. "There's too much of a gap," he said, before adding, "I think 126 is Inoue's ceiling." That's an interesting statement because Inoue is already at 122, meaning Doheny thinks he's got one more division in him, but not much further. This perspective matters because Doheny isn't just a fan or analyst, he's actually been in the ring with Inoue. He's felt that power, that speed, and that precision up close. And even though he respects Inoue's abilities, he doesn't see him having the physical size to take on someone like Tank Davis, who has already fought guys as big as 140 pounds. But even with all the buzz surrounding a potential fight, there are still some voices of reason. Guys like Doheny are reminding everyone that weight classes exist for a reason. At the same time, the internet almost cooked up a beef between the two fighters, but both of them quickly shut it down, showing that there's nothing but mutual respect between them. It all started when a post went viral claiming that Inoue had supposedly disrespected Tank in some way. The claim spread quickly, with fans running wild with the idea that Inoue had said something dismissive about Davis's skills. But before things could spiral out of control, Inoue himself stepped in to clear the air. He tweeted, which translates to, "I never said anything like that." That was Inoue's way of making it crystal clear. He hadn't dissed Tank at all. He wasn't out here taking shots or trying to start drama. Then, in another twist, Davis responded directly to Inoue, but instead of adding fuel to the fire, Tank went the complete opposite direction. He simply tweeted, "Yo, Naoya Inoue, good luck, fam." That one tweet spoke volumes. No trash talk, no animosity, just a simple, respectful message. It was a rare moment in boxing where two top fighters, who could very well share the ring one day, showed nothing but class toward each other. But while there's no beef, that doesn't mean there's no interest in a fight. Inoue is one of the most dominant fighters in the lower weight classes, and his reputation has only been growing. Gervonta, on the other hand, is a knockout machine with devastating power, and fans have been dreaming of what would happen if these two ever met in the ring. Even Tank himself hasn't completely dismissed the idea. He's acknowledged that a fight with Inoue would be exciting, even if size might be a factor. But the fact that he's even entertaining the possibility says a lot about the respect he has for Inoue's skills. On the other side, Inoue has never been the type to shy away from a challenge. He's been moving up weight classes and taking on the best at every level. While a fight with Tank might not be on the immediate horizon, the respect between them only adds to the intrigue. At the end of the day, this whole situation just proved one thing. Inoue and Davis are two elite fighters who recognize each other's greatness. There's no fake trash talk, no forced narratives, just two warriors who know that if they ever do meet in the ring, it'll be a fight for the ages.
This guy is good.
That's like
Like his placement and everything. He is good.
Who's that?
Inoue. Yeah, he's fighting this weekend.
He is good. I'm gonna watch him.
If there was any doubt that Davis truly respects Inoue's skills, another clip surfaced that only added to the intrigue. In the video, Tank can be seen watching footage of Inoue, clearly impressed by what he's seeing. "This guy is good," he says, almost in disbelief as he studies Inoue's movements. Like his placements and everything, he is good. There's a moment where you can tell Tank is processing just how sharp Inoue really is. His footwork, his accuracy, his timing. It's not just raw power, it's the technical brilliance that makes Inoue such a problem in the ring. Then when someone asks who he's watching, Tank doesn't hesitate. "Who's that?" "Inoue," he says, recognizing him instantly, and as if to emphasize just how much he respects the Japanese superstar, he adds, "He's fighting this weekend. He is good. I'ma watch." That last part is significant. Davis isn't just acknowledging Inoue, he's making a point to watch him fight. That's not something every boxer does, especially when it comes to fighters in different weight classes. But when someone is as special as Inoue, even elite level champions like Tank take notice. This is just another piece of the puzzle that makes a potential fight between them so intriguing. There's no fake hype here, just two killers in the sport who know exactly how good the other is. Tank isn't brushing Inoue off as just another name. His precision, shot placement, and overall skill set mesmerized him, and that's what makes this whole dynamic so fascinating. At the end of the day, this entire conversation proves just how much Naoya Inoue's stock has risen in the boxing world. From Turki Alalshik wanting him in Riyadh's season, to Gervonta Davis entertaining a potential fight, and even Mike Tyson giving him props, Inoue is no longer just a star in Japan. He's a global sensation, and if boxing has taught us anything, it's that the right fight with the right money behind it can turn the unthinkable into reality. So who knows, maybe one day we'll see the Monster and Tank square off in a battle for the ages. What do you think? Could Naoya Inoue and Gervonta Davis actually share the ring one day? Or is the weight gap just too big? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.